Hey there, Green Meadows families and friends, and welcome back to Zooming In on Green Meadows. This week, our special guest is the newest employee at Green Meadows, our new counselor, Miss Shockley. I know she was excited to join our staff, and we are excited to learn more about her. Stick with us after the break to see what she has to say. Hello there, Miss Shockley. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Mr. Miller?
Pretty good. Glad to have you joining us on our Zooming In today. We are glad to have you here and
Thank you.
excited to learn a little bit more about you. Um, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started with our questions. Does that sound all right?
Sounds perfect.
Okay. So our first question is just a basic question, and it is, can you tell us what you do at Green Meadows and if you've worked here for a while or anywhere else beforehand that has is related to your job?
Absolutely. So specifically at Green Meadows, I do a lot of meeting one-on-one with students. That is what the majority of my schedule is looking like right now.
Okay.
And so during those meetings, students can just come in and talk to me about maybe big life things that are happening, things that have happened in their life, things that are happening at school, just anything that they might need to process. They can come and talk to me about that. I'm also going to start running some lunch groups. I've started doing some class lessons, just teaching about different things related to counseling and psychology, mental health. But right now, those are the big ticket items that are taking up a lot of my time.
All right. And for those of you that don't know, Miss Shockley is our new school counselor. So we are very excited to have her. We were without one for a while, and we actually waited on her to arrive. She was a gift to us at the beginning of February. We had a little late Christmas. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we are glad that you're excited to be here, and we're happy to have you. All right. So let's get into some of our interesting questions. First question. If you could interview a famous person, who would you choose?
One famous person, I would want it to be someone that would have a lot of like goofy answers. So I feel like I'd choose like a comedian or something.
Okay.
Maybe Jimmy Fallon.
All right.
He's always doing the interviewing, so then I could interview him. But I don't know. That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, when I first started the Zooming in 2020 when we were all at home, I was watching a lot of his at-home shows to kind of see what he was doing, take some hints from
There
him.
we
So
go. Yeah,
that'd be a good one. All right, good answer. Okay.
thank you.
Next question. Do you care about reviews? Why or why not?
What do you mean by reviews?
Well, it could be any kind of review. So maybe a review on a movie. It could be a review on something you're
Oh,
purchasing.
okay. I
Like in
see.
general, do you pay
Mhm.
attention to them or not?
I really do. I actually love Googling things and I love searching things. I'm literally on Google like all day.
Okay.
Anything that comes to mind, I Google it. So when it comes to reviews, I read them all. Like literally if I buy something, I will take a good 15 minutes to read through the reviews. And if there's one bad review, it makes me question everything. Even if all the other ones are good, there's that one bad review, I'm second guessing it.
You're looking for the one bad one just to point out everything that fails in the single item that you're looking
I
to buy,
I
right?
actually I do the thingy where you can like click and then it only shows you the bad reviews and then I read all the bad reviews.
All right. I kind of go about it a little bit different. I tend to watch YouTube reviews on something, but they're like people that you can trust and people that you can't
Uh-huh.
trust. And then I'll go and look at the reviews on something.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of try and compile everything, but yeah, I definitely do a
Hmm.
lot of research if I was going to buy something too.
Hmm.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Good to
Yeah.
know. Miss Shockley has only worked at Green Meadows for a short time, and I am sure she needs to increase her ownership of Wolves apparel. All she needs to do is visit our BSN sports store linked in the description below to pick up some new items, and so should you.
Hmm.
Um, what is the most irrational superstition that you have?
Um Uh, okay, probably that someday there's gonna be a volcano closer to me than like is ever possible. I'm like actually terrified of volcanoes, and I'm like slightly convinced they're everywhere, even though I know it's not true. It's irrational, but I always been terrified that like out of nowhere we're gonna be like the modern day Pompeii. We're just like all gonna die. That is just I don't know why. Just it's
Well,
always scared me.
we find new things about Pompeii all the time. So, maybe somebody
Yeah.
eventually would find you as a statue.
It's terrifying. I'm like, what? There's literally a giant volcano under Indiana. Irrational, I know, but
That's Hey, it's okay.
yeah.
Um, I'm one of the people that like has to count the steps. Like
Mm,
I'm always afraid I'm going to miss one if I don't count
mhm,
them. So I think that's
mm,
like a superstition that I've got that just I don't
mm.
know. I don't count them out loud, but
Interesting.
I keep track in my head so I know where I'm at.
Hmm.
I don't know, just one of those things. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
I like teaching math.
Interesting.
Um, okay, so being a school counselor, you get to talk to kids a lot. What
Hmm.
have you learned about life from children?
So much. I've always really held the opinion that I think kids get it a little bit more than adults do. I think that there's just a little bit more. I feel like the kids are just experiencing than adults are. Like I feel like they just see everything through a much more colored lens, and I think that that's something that I always try to really pay attention to is like when you talk to a kid about any type of experience that they've had, like it is the world to them. And I think as adults we kind of lose that a little bit. Like
Hmm.
we lose that ability to kind of look at things through like wow, like this is amazing, and to us it's just like this happened, whatever. But like for kids, everything is so much more vibrant and lifelike. And it's always something that I like really, really appreciate when I talk with students. It's like everything is something to them. And that's hard sometimes, but it's also like really beautiful in other
Yeah.
moments.
Very cool. I think there are some adults that are like that, that are like truly excited about everything that they hear
Hmm.
every person say to them. And I think
Right.
there are some of us that are just going through the motions some days. So
Right.
yeah, that's an interesting answer. I didn't think that I would learn something from you by learning through the question. So very cool.
There we go.
Okay. Miss Shockley talked about learning a ton from children. I have learned from children that they love to subscribe to our YouTube channel, but a lot of their parents haven't signed up yet. Be sure to tell your friends and family about our channel and like the video before you leave. So that is actually all of our random questions. But before we go, we always give people a chance to talk to the community or the students or the families that could be watching. Is there anything that you might want to say to them?
Well, I'm really new to this area. I don't actually live in Frankfurt, so I would love if the kids and anybody could come and like give me recommendations of fun things to do in Frankfurt. I live in Lafayette right now, but I would like really love to know more about Frankfurt. And some students have given me some like restaurant recommendations and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
and I haven't actually gone to any of them, but tell them.
There's still
Um,
time.
but I would love to just know like fun things to do in Frankfurt or like things in Frankfurt that people are passionate about that because I think this is a really cool community and like stepping into it, I just want to know more about like why people love it and why some people are so passionate about Frankfurt and what's happening here.
Very cool. Well, we hope that you're around for a long time and you can learn a ton of those things about our community.
Me
So,
too. Me too.
well, thank you for taking the time out of your afternoon to join us. We know we're a
Hmm.
little bit after hours here, but that's okay. We're dedicated people, right?
Oh, amen.
So, uh, as I said, thanks for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing who we have next week, and I'm sure the kids will be super excited to talk to you after the video comes out. So, have a great afternoon, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, you too.